bells? We've got to answer the bell. Now let's go. Welcome into a Top 5 Tuesday edition of Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Chris Yao alongside Mo Patton. Guys, how we doing? What's up, Mo?
Better than I deserve.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah. Yesterday was the agony and the ecstasy, you know?
There's no question it was agony at times, but most definitely some ecstasy at the end of the day as the Atlanta Braves even up the National League Division Series with the Phillies. Man, what a trying evening it was.
Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah, no question. You know, what was crazy was I was asked on a number of occasions, why are you so sad? And so I had to explain that, like, this wasn't just a regular game.
Well, I wasn't asked why. Well, I was kind of asked why I was so sad because the thought from the person that was asking me was, you know, they're going to come back. And I'm like, no, I don't know that.
No,
I don't know that at all.
Yeah, based on the last time we were down like this, we did not come back in fact.
I don't know that. Yeah, but at least somebody in the room did. So, hey.
Well, and kudos to them for knowing.
Yeah.
That being said, plenty to talk about today, including that one and the other one, and two more that are happening today.
Yeah, I've spoken to someone today who is not happy about the other one of which you speak, by the way.
I bet he was very upset and is upset, remains to be upset.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about obviously some baseball postseason. We've got Chip Walters going to talk about tonight's MTSU La Tech game, and as long as Coach Insel doesn't, hop in,
jump into Zoom all of a sudden.
I think we should mess with Chip and do that. We should send the link to Rick and just have him jump on right at the same time. That'd be so great.
Only if we never want Chip to come on again.
Oh man, but yeah, Chip's going to join us. He's got a big one tonight over at Johnny Red Floyd Stadium as they take on the Bulldogs of La Tech. We'll also talk about the other games in Conference USA a little bit as well. Jack State obviously taking on Liberty for what basically is the top spot in Conference USA standings, despite Jacksonville State being ineligible to win a conference championship. So there's that.
The people's champ. Huh?
That's right, baby. The people's champ. We'll take it if we can get it. But yeah, so we'll also talk with, of course, Terry McCormick. He'll be at 3:00 to talk a little bit about Titans. But we're going to get a little lengthy conversation about not only the Titans but other AFC South teams with Ben Arthur in the next segment. So stick around for that as we talk AFC South. It's going to be a lot of fun. All of that. And of course, it's Top 5 Tuesday. And after last night, it's going to be hard not to talk about top 5 catches in sports history. And of course, there are 3 that come off the top of your head. So be interested to see how many
Is it just baseball or all
No.
sports?
Sports.
Catches.
Yeah, so we'll be interested to see how many Titans catches make Justin's list.
Could be close to 5.
Probably. So we'll get to that as well. But all of that, much more. Right now, we're going to get you yesterday's results and today's schedule on the rundown.
This is the rundown.
High school volleyball action on Monday of area interest. It was Summertown defeating Huntington 3-0 in the Region 6A semifinals, followed by a host Loretto 3-0 win over Madison Academic. And in the championship, it was Loretto sweeping the Lady Eagles 3-0. Girls soccer yesterday, Cookville blanked Smyrna 1-0. It was Macon County 8, Greenbrier 0, and Watertown with a 6-5 victory over Stone Memorial. Major League Baseball postseason action, specifically the NLDS. Diamondbacks with a 2-0 win over the host Dodgers. Arizona leads that series 2-0 going back to Phoenix. And as we mentioned, and we'll mention again, the Atlanta Braves with a comeback 5-4 victory over the Phillies to even that series at 1 apiece as they head north. Monday Night Football action, it was the Las Vegas Raiders 17, the Green Bay Packers 13.
Volleyball action today. Region tournament play starts. Region 3 Class A at Sail Creek. Forest is at Sail Creek at 4. At 5:30, it's Eagleville and Bledsoe County, the championship to follow. At Region 4 Class A at Gordonsville, Westmoreland is at Gordonsville at 4:30. East Robertson takes on York Institute at 6, and the championship to follow. 5A at Harpeth, Waverly and Harpeth at 4. Camden and Merrill Hyde at 5:30, championship at 7. Class 2A or AA, Region 4 is at Upperman, and Murfreesboro Central will take on Stone Memorial to start that one. Community will take on the host Lady Bees at 5:30, championship to follow. Region 5 AA, at White House Heritage, it's Martin Luther King at White House Heritage at 4:30. Valor Collegiate takes on Liberty Creek at 6, championship to follow. Region 6 AA at Creekwood, the hosts will take on Jackson Southside at 4:30. Lexington at Sycamore after that one, and the championship to follow.
In Region 4 AAA at Cookville, it's Siegel and the host Lady Cavaliers at 3:30, followed by Oakland and Lebanon at 5:30, the championship at 7:30. Region 5 AAA is at Lawrence County. It's Nolensville and Lincoln County at 4, followed by the Lady Bruins of Brentwood and the Lady Wildcats of Lawrence County at 5:30. That championship is at 7 or thereabouts. Region 6 AAA is at Lawson. Gallatin facing the Lady Lightning?
Probably just the Lightning.
Probably just the Lightning. At 4:30. At 6, it's Green Hill and Hillsboro. And the championship is at 7:30. Clarksville hosting Region 7 AAA. Lady Wildcats taking on Dixon County at 4:30, followed by Clarksville Northwest and Rossview at 6. That championship is at 7:30. In Division 2A state tournament first round action, you've got Lakeway Christian playing Good Pasture, Middle Tennessee Christian playing Tipton Rosemark, and Boyd Buchanan playing Donaldson Christian. Don't ask us where, we don't know. Division 2 AA first round action is St. Mary's at Ensworth.
No, it's
Catholic.
just these. None of these have. TSSAAsports.com does not have sites for any of the Division 2A or AA.
That's unfortunate.
Isn't it?
Yeah, again, St. Mary's and Ensworth, Knoxville Catholic and Harpeth Hall, Father Ryan and Knoxville Webb, and Briarcrest and Lipscomb Academy are
They
playing.
very well could all be, the right-hand side could all be the hosts. I
But
just
we-
don't,
we
it
don't
didn't
know.
say that.
We don't know.
Yeah. So
If anybody knows, let us know.
sure. Girls soccer action. We do know where these are going to be played. Franklin Christian will be at St. Cecilia at 5 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, it's Brentwood hosting Independence, and Page at home against Summit at 6:30. Columbia
That game
Central.
hold up,
Oh,
stop.
what?
That Summit Page game is at 7, I believe.
Okay. Well, 6 Mountain Time. Columbia's at Spring Hill at 6:30, and I'll have coverage for you. Make sure to follow me on the Twitterverse.
As we look for something other than a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, are we sure Summit's playing Page? I don't know. I guess they are. Rockville is at Siegel at 7, and Providence Christian takes on Nashville Christian at some point at Nashville Christian. College football action, Louisiana Tech and at Middle Tennessee State. That's on CBS Sports Network at 6 on ESPNU. Jacksonville State hosts Liberty at 6:30. And also at 6:30 on ESPN2, Sunbelt action. Coastal Carolina is at Appalachian State. Major League Baseball Game 3, ALDS action. The Astros are at the Twins. It's a 3:07 first pitch on Fox, and they just flipped up the numbers a little bit, and at 7:30, put them in
a box.
in a box and pull them out. 7:30 on Fox is the Orioles and Rangers, and the Predators open their season at 4:30 this afternoon on ESPN down in Tampa Bay against the Lightning.
Stop.
Okay, what's up?
Let's go back to girls soccer for just a second.
Okay.
All right. 5 o'clock at Cheek Park, Ravenwood and Brentwood. This is in District 10 AAA, I believe.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Ravenwood, Brentwood at 5, Franklin Page at 7 at Cheek Park near the campus of Franklin High School. So disregard that Summit Page game and that Independence Brentwood game. I don't know where those came from.
I don't either.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. Cheek Park has the region tournament.
No, the district
tournament.
semifinals.
Sorry. District, region, I don't know. Anyway, that's your rundown.
It is.
Top stories brought to you by our friends at Piggly Wiggly in Neely's Mill Shopping Center over here in Columbia. Glad to have them on board as, of course, we have delicious daily lunch specials, fresh hand-cut meats, fresh produce and vegetables. It's all cost plus 10 at the register. Go see them. Check them out. Right now, the top story is, Mo, football has calmed down in the conference realignment world. A lot of it because of something we haven't talked about yet. And that is, we did talk about briefly last week, the extra set of zeros the NCAA has placed upon the
extra 3 zeros.
Yeah, the extra set.
A set of zeros. I thought you said extra 7. Extra set of zeros. Yes.
And so football is probably going to calm down for a little while. But that doesn't mean basketball has to, because all of the basketball conferences are Division I, and there is no moving up if you are certain teams. One of those apparently being Gonzaga, as they have apparently there's been some movement in the way of the Zags landing in the Big 12.
It's really odd to me that you would have institutions in, quote, Power 5 conferences on a sports specific basis. And I mean, Gonzaga doesn't have football. So.
Yeah, but they would be in all of the other sports.
Yeah, they'd be in everything else, but I mean, still, though, they won't be in football. And I don't know. It just strikes me as a little odd. I think it's a great move for Gonzaga if it happens.
Yeah, I mean, is it though?
Well,
I mean, you go from the West Coast Conference and obviously playing teams like San Francisco and St. Mary's. Not that there's anything wrong with playing San Francisco and St. Mary's. I mean, those are certainly, solid programs. But now you got to play Kansas every year.
I think from an
State.
Exposure standpoint, it's beneficial for Gonzaga.
I mean, they've been a number 1 seed. That's for like 7 times.
Yeah,
How much
but
more
I mean,
exposure do you need?
I mean, there's a big fish, small pond type thing going on there, I think, with the
I
West
would
Coast
agree with that.
Conference. And maybe they want to test themselves on a consistent basis. You know, maybe they feel like they can get a number 1 seed out of the Big 12.
Yeah,
Now, I'm not going to say they can't.
I mean, I guess maybe putting yourself in a better position for the tournament, maybe, because they've not had a lot of success, deep in the tournament. They've been able to get to Sweet 16s, Elite Eights, and a couple Final Fours, but
Because they've not been tested on a
they've not-
consistent basis.
right. So maybe you trade the number 1 seed
For a deeper run.
for a deeper run and potentially national championships. I think that's okay.
And I would imagine the West Coast Conference is not as financially lucrative as the Big 12.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously going to have they're going to be able to do more with their, with their budget. I think they're probably going to be able to do better recruiting. They're probably going to be able to do more upgrades to their facilities. So, and look, in the world that we live in right now, NIL. I mean, if you can compete facility wise, then you still have to find NIL money, and I think it's a lot easier to find someone to promote an individual, exposure wise, if you're playing in 3 time zones versus 1.
Right. Well, and I mean, you mentioned it. Besides San Francisco and St. Mary's, who else can you name out of the West Coast Conference?
No, that's literally it. And I'm not even sure San Francisco's in it.
I'm pretty sure they
I
are.
think they are, but I don't know.
But to my point.
I mean, that was kind of, I don't know, maybe. So I think it's an interesting move. I think it's more interesting on the Big 12's part than really Gonzaga's. Gonzaga would say, absolutely, let's do it. I don't necessarily understand outside of.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the end game is in terms of how this helps the Big 12.
Because you're talking about the other side of Washington. I mean, I guess maybe you get some Seattle households, but not many.
Loyola Marymount, University of the Pacific Pepperdine, University of Portland, St. Mary's, San Diego, not San Diego State.
Right.
San Francisco and Santa Clara currently make up the West Coast Conference.
Yeah, I mean, and as our friend Christopher Gabriel likes to say, you're going from playing in gyms to arenas. And I'm not sure how that's going to play out for Kansas. Do they want to go play in a gym? We're going to need you to do some upgrades real quick. Second,
does it matter though?
No, long term, I don't think it matters. I think you're getting a great brand, a great program, and you just kind of go. If you have questions, just say, look at UConn. I mean, UConn is kind of the thing that I would really tout if I'm Big 12 folks trying to entice other Big 12 schools to bring Gonzaga in.
Right.
Secondary top story, we do have a little bit of information that from the Associated Press that apparently the Olympics in 2028 Los Angeles games are delivering a proposal to put flag football in the summer games. And I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what the end game is. Is this another step in the trying to eliminate tackle football? I mean, I don't know.
I think flag football on an international basis is an easier sell than tackle football on an international basis. Now, are we talking men's, women's, both? Because, I mean, when I first saw that, I just immediately thought of women's flag, but it seems that may not necessarily be the case.
No, I think, I mean, they played in the World Games,
And they had both.
and they had both.
The U.S.
And I
men
remember-
won, and the U.S. women lost in the championship to Mexico, according to this article on the
Yeah,
Associated Press.
That was down in Birmingham
Mhm.
during the last World Games. So I remember them playing it, and I don't see any reason why. I mean, I think you're right. I think you're already playing it in the World Games, so other countries are kind of already doing it.
Mhm.
Why not? Let's just let's try to capitalize on it and get people familiar with the game of football internationally, because that's only look the NFL. This is their entire goal is to be international at all times, and with NFL flag football that we have promoted on this show with youth flag football.
Mhm.
It's huge, and the NFL is actively trying to get youth into flag football. So another way of normalizing the game of football as a whole is to put flag football on an international stage, and the biggest international sports stage there is the Olympics.
No doubt.
And no better place to do it than in the United States. And maybe it doesn't work if the games are somewhere else, but it works if you're in the United States. So, it's interesting.
It is. It is, and I'm interested to see where it goes. I think a lot of people are always concerned with what we do and what we don't see in the Olympics, and I think we'll hear some outcries as we discuss adding flag football, relative to some other things that have been played and aren't any longer or can't get off the ground, that kind of thing. How do we choose what we're playing and what we're not in the Olympics is always a fascinating discussion, I think.
It really is, because you never know. You get some weird sports sometimes. I hate that they took softball and baseball away when they did, but they brought those back for a time. I don't know that they're going to be back in 2028 or not. So I'll be interested to see what Los Angeles does sports wise. Should be an interesting next couple of years. I assume that they will announce those either right after the 2024 Olympics to give folks time to prepare for the 2028 games, one would think. So it'll be interesting to see. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Ben Arthur joins us to talk a little bit about the AFC South. So stick around here on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. We'll be back after this. Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Custom Stone Handlers supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com. Mockingbird Title and Escrow is an attorney-owned and operated full-service title company in Middle Tennessee. We get your deals closed without worry and fuss. We're a family business that offers the highest level of expertise in our industry when it comes to closing and funding your real estate transactions.
and it's a job I really love. I'm passionate about this. I'm enthusiastic about this. I like to think we're pretty well rounded and can deal with a wide range of needs and a wide range of clients.
Call 615-274-8698 today.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
Welcome back into Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Chris Yao and Mo Patton here on this Top 5 Tuesday as we continue to kind of react to the weekend that was in sports and the NFL particularly, but also looking ahead to the rest of the season as we talk with Fox Sports' Ben Arthur joining us here. And excited to have you, Ben. What's up?
How you doing, guys? Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Ben. Where were you this weekend?
This weekend, I was at home, actually. I was at home. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, Fox has me at home for the next couple weekends. So yeah, just monitoring everything from home.
It's not necessarily a bad thing being at home.
No, it is. Yeah, it is nice in some regards, especially like knowing with the AFC South, right? A lot of their games are all in the early slot, right? And so I can watch all those games at once and see what's going on. So yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Which game were you paying the most attention to Sunday?
Titans Colts. Yeah.
What did you see that you didn't expect there?
That the Colts beat up the Titans. That's what I saw. I mean, they're just the more physical team, and that it's usually the other way around, right? Entering that game, the Titans had won 5 straight against the Colts by an average of nearly or more than by 9 points. So they weren't only winning, but they were in some cases dominating. They've kind of had they've been able to dominate, but not this past week. I mean, this is a different Colts team. They have a very strong defensive front. They have a great run game. Their O-line is kind of starting to look like the way it did back in 2021 when Jonathan Taylor had the year, that rushing Triple Crown year. And they just punched the Titans in the mouth. I mean, it was as simple as that. I think for me, it was just the biggest thing was just seeing how the Titans' run defense, which has really been the best in the NFL for quite some time, just how they were getting pushed around. I think that was probably the most shocking thing about the game, knowing you still had Jeffrey Simmons in there. And I know T.R. Tart didn't play, but the way the Colts were able to dominate the line of scrimmage, that was definitely surprising to me.
You know, Ben, this particular division is an absolute crapshoot, and one of the things that makes it that way is quarterback play. And now that it looks like the Colts are probably going to have to do at least a couple of weeks, if not longer, with Gardner Minshew are the Colts, and I asked this yesterday to Terry McCormick, but are the Colts a legitimate issue or a problem in the AFC South with Gardner Minshew at the helm? Because he's clearly been good enough to win 3 ball games.
Yeah, no, I don't think the Colts have zero. Their loss of confidence is zero. I mean, they're still, even without Anthony Richardson, this is a team that can win. I mean, and as I've said, their formula has been the run game and it's been the defensive front. They've been able to win the line of scrimmage. I think that is in particular for them, that win in week 3 at Baltimore, a really crappy weather game. We know how good Baltimore has been historically. They have a great defense, the number 2 scoring defense in the NFL, and the Colts were able to win with Gardner Minshew playing start to finish. He has been he works really well in Shane Steichen's offense. Shane Steichen and Gardner Minshew are obviously very familiar with each other. They've been together every year for the past. Well, this is their 3rd year together. They were in Philly together, and Gardner just knows this offense through and through. He knows his limitations. He knows what he can do. You may not get that explosive scrambling ability or that deep passing game option that Anthony Richardson gives you, but Gardner Minshew knows how to find success within the Colts offense, and we've kind of seen that come to fruition. And so I think in terms of being competitive in the AFC South, I mean, the Colts are still going to be right up there, even if Anthony Richardson has to be out for a prolonged period of time. I truly believe that.
Ben Arthur of Fox Sports joining us here on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid Tennessee Bone and Joint. Indianapolis, probably the only team in the AFC South that gets better with their backup quarterback at this point. I mean, is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Yeah, I mean, Jacksonville, I mean, Trevor Lawrence needs to play for them to have any chance. CJ Stroud is a special talent in Houston. They're not better with Davis Mills in the game. We saw what happened last year. I think he tied for the league lead in interceptions. Davis Mills did. And then in Tennessee, I mean, just because of experience and what the success we've seen Tannehill have in spurts, I think I still feel pretty confident saying that he's a step above Malik Willis and Will Levis, even though I think a lot of Titans fans don't want to hear that. But I think as of right now, that's probably still the reality. And so yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah, I think that is probably true, Mo. I think, look, Anthony Richardson is a special talent, and it's not like I won't say flat out that the Colts have looked so much better with him in the game. I mean, I think the Colts have still been really effective regardless of who's playing quarterback. I think that's a testament to what Shane Steichen has done, and he's a great offensive mind. But yeah, in terms of having your backup quarterback play, I mean, the Colts have by far the best situation with Gardner Minshew.
When, Ben, when you look at the overall health of the AFC, where does this Titans team as currently constructed land? And I don't want to, it's not necessarily a Titans question, more of a, where's the AFC South? What is the hierarchy? But where do the Titans land as they are currently constructed?
I mean, I think right now that they're probably just outside of the playoff picture in terms of like overall talent. I think, and look, like we in spurts, like these Titans, they look really good in spurts. We've seen what they've done at home. We saw what they did to the Chargers. We saw what they did to the Bengals, just dominate every facet of the game. If the run game is going, if the play action is going, and the defensive front is doing what we've known them to be able to do the last couple of years, the Titans can beat anyone, anywhere at any time. But that for whatever reason they're just not very consistent right now. They don't really have an identity right now, and because of those reasons, I would probably put them like just out on the outside looking in. I think Jacksonville is ahead of them. I would put the Colts ahead of them at this point in time, and so yeah, that's what I would say as of now. I don't want to rule the Titans out because we've kind of seen what they've done in the past in terms of coming back from slow starts to the year. But yeah, right now this just isn't a team I have a lot of confidence in, just because they don't have really an identity, it seems, and for whatever reason, that they can't string together games.
I don't think there's any question there. It's just,
Yeah.
and going to London just kind of throws everything off, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a change of pace for sure, and facing the Ravens. I mean, we know the battles these two teams have had. It's going to be a tough battle. I think it could definitely be a very much old school type of gritty game, right? Like in the trenches, win with defense, field goals, that type of game. So yeah, we'll see with the Titans. I think we saw this like from the Jags' perspective, being able to go overseas. I mean, their outlook of the season looks completely different. Looks like they've kind of found their mojo back, so to speak. That they're coming back to the States on a 2-game winning streak. We'll see if the Titans, maybe being away from home, being across the pond, they can find some lightning in a bottle, so to speak, and try to figure themselves out. But yeah, this is not going to be an easy game, but by any means. No game in the NFL is in many cases. But when you look at the profile of the Ravens, the way they play and how these two teams have played in the past, this is going to probably come down to the wire, in my opinion.
As you look across the rest of the AFC South, Ben, you mentioned C.J. Stroud and what he's doing in Houston. Is there anybody that can? Is it just Jacksonville and Indianapolis? Can Houston, get some consistent play and make a move? I mean, has everybody improved except Tennessee right now in the AFC South?
Well, yeah, I would say all the teams besides the Titans seem to have improved, but I would not say the Texans are a legitimate threat in the division, and I say that because they do not have a run game. They struggle in the red zone. They do not have a run game. Dameon Pierce, who we all saw like this bruiser last year, fighting for extra yards, that has not been there. We know that they've had offensive line issues, but this past week they had their tackles back. Like, their offensive line is getting healthier, and Dameon Pierce still struggles. Like, when it gets late in the season, when it comes to playing meaningful football games, if you cannot run the football, I just don't see you being a threat, and that's kind of where the Texans are. Their defense is improved by a lot of metrics. I mean, DeMeco Ryans clearly deserves a lot of credit for that. C.J. Stroud has been fantastic, but they cannot run the ball, and that's kind of that was like their objective entering this season, to kind of get the run game going, to ease C.J. Stroud into the NFL, but it's been like C.J. Stroud like trying to set up the run game to find success in short yardage situations, and they haven't been able to do that. They've had to like go away from the run game entirely just because they can't do anything. So that is why I don't think the Texans are a serious contender right now. I would say at least as of right now, it's Jacksonville and Indy for me.
Ben Arthur of Fox Sports here on Main Street Sports Day, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Before we get you out of here, do you feel the same today as you did at the start of the season with your preseason picks, or are you still sticking by them, or do you feel like some things have changed?
Yeah, well, I think in terms of preseason picks, I had Jacksonville as number one, and I still feel good about that. I don't feel as good about my Titans. I think when I talked to you guys, I probably had them at number two. The Colts, I think, have surprised everyone just in how competitive they've been and how physical they've been. Just the way they're playing, like you could see them having success late in the season just because they're winning in the trenches, and that's something I did not expect. And so in terms of my top prediction with the Jags, that's kind of come to fruition at this point. But I'm not really sticking with my Titans pick. I just don't have a lot of faith in them. We've seen the product that they've put on the field, and so my money is on the Colts as of now. So a little switcheroo.
Yeah, look, I'm kind of with you. I feel like the Colts, it's what I said yesterday. It's ironic that finally the Colts aren't picked to win the division, and now they might actually win the division.
Yeah. It's funny.
Take the pressure off and see what happens up in Indy.
Mm-hmm.
When you have more information, take that into account and act accordingly. Yeah.
The last couple of years, it was like based on what? and look, you based on last year, you kind of go, it should be the Jags or Titans. They were playing for the AFC title in the last week of the season. They should be competing for the title. And yet, here we are. So it is wild, as interesting. And, as the AFC South goes, it could be, who knows? It literally could be anybody. The Texans could go on a run. We just don't know at this point. It really is wide open. So looking forward to seeing how it plays out, and looking forward to talking to you again soon, Ben. Thanks for taking time with us today.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Ben.
We'll take a break. When we come back, MLB postseason talk right here on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Y'all stick around. Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50 plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, zioneagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's zioneagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today. Mockingbird Title and Escrow is an attorney-owned and operated full-service title company in Middle Tennessee. We get your deals closed without worry and fuss. We're a family business that offers the highest level of expertise in our industry when it comes to closing and funding your real estate transactions.
And it's a job I really love. I'm passionate about this. I'm enthusiastic about this. I like to think we're pretty well rounded and can deal with a wide range of needs and a wide range of clients.
Call 615-274-8698 today.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net. October 10th, 1957, starting Game 7 on a now unheard of 2 days rest, Lou Burdett strikes out 3 and scatters 7 hits in a complete game shutout as the Milwaukee Braves win 5-0 at Yankee Stadium for the World Series championship. Eddie Matthews' 2-run double and a Hank Aaron RBI base hit in a 4-run third inning would be all the offensive support Burdett needed for his third series win as the right-hander put up a 0.64 ERA and threw 24 straight scoreless innings en route to World Series MVP honors. That was this day in Braves history.
That is nuts.
3 starts in a World Series, 24 scoreless innings. I think Bob Gibson may have done it in 67 or 68, but certainly nobody's doing that today.
No. If it could have been done, Zach Wheeler would have done it last night, I think. But you could see that he was getting tired into the 7th inning, and Travis d'Arnaud made him pay.
Yeah, he did.
And to the Phillies credit, managerial wise, I'm probably not taking Wheeler out either. I mean, he had just struck out Ozuna on a ridiculous slurve that I don't know what Ozuna was swinging at, but I mean,
well, he was swinging at something that wasn't a slurve, was what he was swinging at.
Yeah, he was hoping it was going to be a fastball. And if it would have been a fastball, it would have been up and probably wouldn't have hit that either. But either way, he looked great. 10 strikeouts on the night. Of course, he had 6 through 2 innings. So
through 2 innings, yes. Yes.
And so I don't blame him. And look, you're still winning. You're up 4-3 when you get out of that inning. So it's not
I'm going to tell you that, if you're a Philadelphia fan, you're probably wanting to blame this on somebody, but Philadelphia didn't lose this ball game.
No.
Rob Thompson didn't lose this ball game. Bryce Harper didn't lose this ball game. Braves won this ball game.
Yeah, the Braves went and took it. And they did what the number 1 overall seed should do. The Braves went to it's.
And that's not just us being Braves fans either.
No.
I don't think. I mean, I feel, and I said this last night, I feel a little bad for Bryce Harper because all that dude was trying to do was win a ball game. He saw that ball hit and thought, I can score on this.
And look,
and didn't take Michael Harris into account.
Well,
and I don't know how many times Michael Harris makes that catch, to be honest.
He got a phenomenal jump on it. I think someone said 5 feet better than average, which is insane. I mean, if he doesn't get that kind of jump, it is off the wall.
He doesn't catch it. Yeah. And if
it's
it's
probably
off the wall, if it's off the wall, then Bryce Harper scores.
This is the thing. If it's off the wall, Bryce Harper scores whether or not he's rounded second. I don't think it would have been even close if he's standing.
But I mean, there's no way for him to know that.
Sure, but I'm saying if he's standing at second base, I still think he scores, because you got to think it's scoring position. So I mean, and even if it's close, it's close. Then it's a lot closer than getting doubled up. It's like after the game, it was basically, probably shouldn't have rounded the base.
Well, sure.
And look, I mean, hindsight 50-50 and all, but still, I mean, it's kind of baseball 101. But again, I don't blame Bryce Harper for doing what he did. I mean, 99 times out of 100, that ball hits the wall. He scores. Game's tied. Now the Braves have to, and they've got a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a runner at third that a fly ball, takes the lead.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Braves just did exactly what the Braves were supposed to do. The Braves went and won the game, and kudos to the Braves for doing that. I mean, it took a little bit of everything to kind of get going. But I truly, the moment for me that I knew the Braves had a chance was when Acuna made the play in right field just before he came up to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he kind of made it look easy, but it wasn't an easy play to make. And when he caught the ball, you could see him getting a little fired up, getting a little jacked. And I just said to myself, this is it. Like, that's the fire that they need. And when this team's got a little juice in them, because I think they were a little flat-footed, you know, up to that point. And because they were dejected because Zach Wheeler was dealing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even before Acuna makes that catch, Acuna scored the first run on that single by Albies when Trey Turner mishandled the throw in from the outfield. And, you know, Acuna making things happen with his speed there and doing it again, like you said, on defense. He was on base for for Austin's home run, I think it was. And, you know, he was right in the middle of everything, both offensively and defensively, you know, throughout the night. Everything good that happened for the Braves. So, you know, it was nice comeback. I don't know if the defensive play that he made was what I don't think I was comfortable really until Austin's home run. And I just thought that was vindication for the strikeout in his previous at bat on a pitch that was never a strike.
Not even close.
And for all the folks out there saying, well, you can't take that pitch with 2 strikes, it was a ball. If he had swung at it and missed it, we'd have killed him for that.
Yep. Absolutely. And now, that being said, the Braves missed a lot of middle pitches, so I don't think swinging at balls outside the strike zone is the best idea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think we're hitting balls outside the strike zone because we weren't hitting middle 96. So
I don't know that there was a lot of middle. There was some middle up.
No, before he hit the home run, he swung through 96 down Peachtree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what got me more than anything. I was like, dude, that's the pitch. You got to hit that one out of here. And then the next pitch, he goes deep. So whatever.
And I wonder again if that comes back to lost timing from the time off.
Well, that's exactly what he said. And I want to go back to that because we talked about it yesterday. I don't care that the Braves won last night.
It does not change the fact that, you know, the top 2 seeds are being punished by this format. And you can say that we're crying if you are a 3rd through 6th seed who is still playing. That's fine.
I would feel the same way if the Braves were the 3 or 6.
Yep.
I would say, well, clearly we're going to have a better option because we've been playing.
Yep.
I mean,
they've got to figure that out. And I guarantee you the Dodgers feel the same way as they go to Arizona down 2-0.
Yeah, the Dodgers are and today at
and Baltimore feels the same way going to Texas down 2-0.
Yeah, they go to Texas and they've got a lot. They don't have much to look forward to down there.
No,
I mean it's going to be a tough road to hoe to get back home, and I don't know that they do. I don't know that they get back.
I don't know that the Dodgers get back.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe the Dodgers don't have the pitching. The Dodgers lost with their best pitchers on the bump. I mean, unless the Diamondbacks are like the Braves and can't hit, mid pitching.
Yeah. Dodgers might get swept.
I think the Orioles get swept today. I think the Orioles lose today at 307.
Man. That'd be so deflating, man. But yeah, I mean, again, you've got to either got to expand the postseason field to 8 teams, or you got to make this division series, like you said, a best of 7 instead of a best of 5. Maybe that evens it out a little more. Maybe you shorten the wild card to 1 game. I'm not a real big fan of that, but you know, maybe the wild card doesn't need to be more than 1 game.
I mean, we've played 162.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of that's kind of the
and that's
thing.
got to mean something. The regular season has to mean something, and if you are the 1 or 2 seed in this format, I'm not sure it does.
If this is the way you want to do it, I'm going to say something, and y'all can come at me. I know you will. But 124. Shorten the season. Let's play the World Series on Labor Day and get out of here.
You know, Teresa Walker was texting with me last night, and she said shorten the season to 142, make this a 7-game series, and you know,
NBA it.
Yeah.
Where the playoffs last 3 months. If that's what you want to do. I mean, it just feels it's frustrating because one, I wouldn't care again. I don't care that the Braves won last night. I don't care if the Astros win the World Series and they're and they had a week off. None of that matters. The fact remains that there is an unfair advantage to continue
to the lesser seeded teams.
So, or by being able to continue to play. So it's just frustrating, and you know, winning a World Series is hard. It should not be easy, but it should not be easier for teams who did not perform as well in the regular season. Otherwise,
Exactly.
why play regular season? Because the way the schedule lined up, Zach Wheeler can pitch twice in this series, and will pitch twice if there's a 5th game.
Yep.
We'll probably talk about it tomorrow a little bit, Mo. But if you are Brian Snicker, who are you starting tomorrow?
Ooh. I don't know. I mean, the way Bryce Elder has pitched in the second half, I'm leaning away from him. Maybe AJ Smith-Shawver. Strictly as an opener. Whoever goes out there to throw the first pitch is on a short leash.
If that's the case, then why not your all-star? Why not throw your all-star in the hope that he can do it? If he can't, what's the difference? The other option I have is that maybe AJ Smith-Shawver is just so cocky that he doesn't understand the magnitude. His youth gets you through it.
There you go. Maybe you're just young and dumb and you don't know the significance of what it is you're doing. It seems, and our friend at the Robertson County Connection, David Wilson, texted me this. Charlie Morton has been activated. Now, I don't know what exactly that means in terms of the playoff roster.
I can tell you what
if it means anything.
It means that someone has to be hurt in order for him to be activated. And if you don't think that they will
hurt somebody,
that MLB will require any and all medical tests that take place, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, if somebody smashes their finger in a locker or something like that, you know.
Well, I'm going to say this.
It's almost got to be somebody that you're not going to use the rest of the postseason, though.
Hold on. Max Fried's blister.
But if you take him off the roster for this series, I think they're also off for the next.
For the next, that's correct.
So,
but
I don't
is
think
Max's blister Is it legitimately a problem?
I don't think it's enough of a problem that you want to risk not having him for the NLCS.
I would agree with that.
I think it's more like a Kirby Yates or somebody like that.
The last time that Bryce Elder pitched in Philadelphia, 7 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks on 99 pitches.
Well,
the Braves won 5-1 in 10 innings.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you know that, then Brian Snitker and Alex Anthopoulos know that as well.
The last time he pitched against Philadelphia, the Braves lost 6-5 in 10 innings after he went 3 2/3, 4 earned runs on 3 hits.
So
he walked 5, struck out none.
And the first game that you spoke to happened earlier in the year than the second game, didn't it?
Before the All-Star break.
And after.
And then well after. This was the day before, just September 20th.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was at home. I don't know if that matters. Anyway, let's take a break. When we come back, very quickly, we'll have Terry McCormick and the Daily Titans update right after this.
He shoots and he scores!
Since 1975, Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint Clinic has treated the orthopedic needs of Middle Tennessee residents. The trained physicians provide surgical options and minimally invasive options to treat all orthopedic needs. The walk-in clinic, OrthoQuick, helps you bypass the ER while treating sports injuries and acute needs Monday through Saturday. Visit MTBJ online at mtbj.net or on social media at Mid-Tennessee Bone Joint Clinic.
Time now to go to Terry McCormick for your Daily Titans update here on Main Street Sports Today, powered by Zen Sports. Terry?
Guys, it is your Titan Insider Daily Update, and it's powered by Zen Sports, like you said, Chris, changing the bonus game for the better. Well, Titans now are in preparation to head to London to go play the Baltimore Ravens, and certainly whenever you make a trip across the pond, it changes kind of how you approach things and how you have to go about your business, because you're making an 8 or 9 hour flight and you're playing at what's going to be 8:30 in the morning local time. So the Titans have elected to go one way in this, and the Ravens have elected to go another way in this. And it's going to be interesting to see which way pays off best on Sunday. The Ravens are already in London. They got there yesterday. They're going to spend the full week there getting acclimated to whatever it is that goes on over there. The Titans won't leave until Thursday night. After practice on Thursday afternoon, then they'll get there on Friday. They will hope to sleep some on the plane and then try to acclimate and get in and out within about that 72-hour window there from Friday through Sunday to sort of hope that they can do, I guess, similarly to what they did the last time when they were over there. They did lose the game when a 2-point conversion wasn't successful there at the end of the ball game. But Mike Vrabel was pleased with all the preparation and the way that they went about their work, both that week here in Nashville and then once they got over to London. He did say they would not be practicing in front of a castle this time, though. So there you go.
Well, there you go. Any injury news to speak of?
Well, it's probably wait and see for a day or two. The two guys to watch are Tierre Tart, who they really need back on that defense. Vrabel said yesterday he was hopeful that Tart would be able to go, but we will see if he's on the field tomorrow. And then I'm a little less optimistic in the way he spoke about Traylon Burks. He said that he's hoping to get Traylon back out there to get him running some this week. But as you guys know, there's a long way between running and playing. And it would seem to make sense that if Burks is not close to being ready, hold him out, let him stay behind, do his rehab work, and then you got the bye week, and then try to have him back when they take on the Atlanta Falcons on October 29th.
With new wide receiver Van Jefferson down in DA. So,
are you calling that one?
We'll see what happens. I would love to. I'd rather see him in two-tone blue, but hey, who am I? What do I know? Terry, tell us about Zen Sports.
All right. I will tell you about Zen Sports. Zen Sports is the new sports book in Tennessee, and it's revolutionizing the way you earn sports betting rewards. With Zen Sports, your rewards are cash rewards. You bet with real money, and now you're rewarded with it too. You can earn a whopping 5% cashback welcome bonus for your first 15 days when you sign up with the code MAINSTREET, MAINST. Keep betting and keep earning every month after that with up to 3% cashback rewards on your betting volume. Best of all, earn cash commission on your referral bets with the Zen Sports Referral Rewards Program. Zen Sports, betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and older and in Tennessee to bet.
Y'all, I'm serious right now. They have a dragon here. I saw it. But no, they don't. There's no such thing as dragons. I swear, I saw it. It had huge claws. Get out of here. It had eyes as big as the moon. Come on, I'll show you. Wait up. Do you hear that? We're almost there. Whoa! I told you so. That is a dragon.
Smiles. These are the healthy smiles of real Delta Dental members. Folks with access to the nation's largest network of dentists and low deductible plans with 100% preventive care coverage, all backed by over 65 years of expertise. Go online or give us a call to learn about affordable individual plans that meet your needs. 1-855-844-0445.
Welcome back in Main Street Sports today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Chris Yao and Maurice Patton here on this Top 5 Tuesday. Still to come, Top 5 greatest catches in sports history. Should be interesting. There are a lot of them, and I am looking forward to counting down those for sure. But I'm also looking forward to the countdown to kickoff tonight. Hashtag weekday CUSA action. Middle Tennessee State hosting Louisiana Tech, and the tailgate show should be coming up soon, where we'll get hopefully another delicious recipe, Mo.
Hey, yeah, what was that last week? I forget.
It was some sort of Alabama pecan something another. It sounded delicious.
It sounded
what we could hear of it.
Yeah, wasn't there some white sauce involved with it too? Or something?
All I know is it was awesome to hear, and I can't wait to hear the next recipe that we get from the whatever cookbook that was. I bet there's somebody in the booth who could tell us what cookbook that was. As Chip Walters joins us. Chip, what's up, man?
See back there?
Yeah, yes. We see back there. Goodness gracious. And
I think that recipe was it was like a pecan chicken salad.
I think that's exactly
pecan smoked chicken salad with some Alabama white sauce, because that was the tie-in with Jack. So it was the
Alabama white sauce.
Was Big Bob's white sauce from Decatur.
Big Bob Gibson's.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. All right. So then is tonight's recipe gator bites or something?
I don't know. Have you listened to it today? What's the recipe today? JP's going to check and we'll have it for you when the segment's over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
We'll be looking forward to it, but looking forward to tonight too, Chip. It's going to be a good one.
Should be. Middle slight favorite in this one, just as they were last week. And I think,
Yeah, we see how that worked out.
well, it's true. I mean, it all started with getting kicked off the set with you guys in the afternoon, and then it went downhill from there. Tonight, Middle's got to eliminate some stuff. They've got to eliminate turnovers, and they've got to eliminate. They didn't have that many penalties. They just had costly penalties and eliminate big plays. So I'm calling this an elimination game because you need to eliminate some things to get a win. You know, the thing is, you watch the first half of last week and you're up 23-7 as it is, but you also should have been up 31-7 because you missed an extra point and you drop an absolute deadlock cinch touchdown pass.
Oh, just right through his arms.
Yeah, right through. Hit him right in the three, right in his chest.
Yeah, bad pass. Hit him in the hands.
It did hit his face mask first, Chip. I was standing right in front of it. If that made a difference, I'm going to give him at least that to fall back on. It hit his face mask first.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
That's another. You've got to eliminate. You got to eliminate drops on plays like that. Now you've got a Louisiana Tech team who comes in 3-4 overall, but they're 2-1 in the league, and they have, they in last week, I sat there and watched them. I mean, they're getting absolutely slapped around at home in the first half. Their game was just the opposite of ours. They made a huge comeback in the second half, cut it to 8, and then cut it to 7, and had the football in their hands and a throw into the end zone to potentially tie the game at the end against Western Kentucky, who, has been, as we all know, has been very good. It's an interesting week in Conference USA. Tonight's game is interesting. Huge game down in Jacksonville tonight, down in Jacksonville, Alabama, as Liberty goes in there, and so both. Middle and Louisiana Tech keeping an eye on both of these games, but know that they've got to take care of business themselves. So Middle's got some injury issues tonight, and so they're going to have to overcome. They could be a little thin in the defensive line and also at running back. So those are two areas to keep an eye on tonight as Tech rolls in here.
Chip, as you say, MTSU has to eliminate some things. They also need to create some things, particularly a running game.
Yeah. Well, last week, you look over the last 3 weeks, and Middle has rushed for over 120 yards each of the last 3 weeks. So it's not where it was in those first 2 games, but you also take a look at who you played those first 2. And but they have been serviceable enough in the run game to get what they need done. But you can never. That's one of those things you can never have enough of, is a good running game. I think Frank Peasant was a little banged up and didn't play in the second half against Jack State. So we got a good dose of Flip Cradle, and also toward the end, Terry Wilkins had the long touchdown run, and he's proven in the past that he can do some yeoman's work there. So, guys that I'm going to be looking at tonight, the ones who can answer the question, what have you done for me lately? That would include Holden Willis, the kid out of Greenback, who I think is fantastic. Elijah Metcalf right now leads the team in receptions with 31. And also Justin Olson in his last two games has had 15 catches for 200 yards. So I think those 3 guys tonight, obviously Nick Vadiato's got to have a good night to go with those guys. But I say those 3 receivers in particular are guys that are going to need to have a big night for Middle.
Chip, obviously one thing, they plenty of injuries to talk about, but also going to be without Trey Fluellen in the first half tonight on defense, and that is a huge loss. Going to have to make up for that early.
You were down. Were you on that side down there in that area when that happened? What did you think? What did you think about it from real time, naked eye?
Immediately thought it was a flag, and here's why. You could hear it. You could hear the helmet to helmet. As I watched it, I thought, he was diving, which is what most people call launching. He was trying to make a play on the ball. Fact is, the kid fell, and
his head came down.
Helmet to helmet.
Yeah,
it is what it is, and that's. Unfortunately, as dumb as we think targeting is here, it was textbook what they're calling targeting.
Right.
It's textbook what they're calling targeting, but when the defensive players, strike zone, is that what they're calling it, changes, the kid kind of hung out to dry on that.
As he was trying to make a play, he was aiming for the midsection.
Yeah.
And the midsection became his head.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's he supposed to do?
Yeah, I know. He's supposed to go into the matrix right there.
Yeah.
Targeting sucks, but as it's been called, it was textbook. Unfortunate, and again, as I saw it happen, I kind of did the whole, throw a flag type thing, and then I saw that it was 17, and I was like, oh crap. I was really upset. I was like, that sucks, because Trey, we here at Main Street Sports Today love Trey Fluellen because he was the guy who gave us our shout out after media day.
Oh, that's right, he did. That's right. Mine happened to have been Keelan Rutledge, right guard, and he is playing tonight. So I expect the full 60 out of him this evening. So
there you go.
Hey, one of the things I want to make mention before we get done today, and while it's on my mind, I stopped by Coach Insel and his ladies were practicing a minute ago, and I was over there. We're all very aware of what's going on in Israel right now, and two former Lady Raiders, Dar Sor, who is from Israel, and whose brother is in the military in Israel, and also Ksenia Maleshka. They play on the same professional team in Tel Aviv. And so I want folks to keep them in their thoughts and prayers through all of this. Ksenia and Dar are both living at Dar's parents' house in Tel Aviv. And the last communication they had with Matt Insel was that they were okay. They were battening down the hatches and they were safe in her parents' home at the time. But it's one of those things where, here we are in Middle Tennessee, and those things around the world have a way of touching us and making the globe just a little bit smaller.
Glad you pointed that out, Chip. And like you said, thoughts are with those two former Lady Raiders and their families, and hope they can stay safe over there. As you mentioned, basketball, we've got Conference USA Media Day Monday down in Huntsville.
I was hoping to go, but it's in their wisdom, they planned it on a travel day in football. So so we'll be traveling to Lynchburg, Virginia on Monday.
That's the wrong direction.
So I'll be counting on you guys to have the good info.
Well, we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can get you some sound bites and that kind of thing. And for us, we just talked to everybody last Wednesday that we would want to talk to down there. So hopefully they'll come up with some new material for us.
Maybe so, and I would hope you guys can track down some of the folks there in Huntsville who are going to be part of the marketing arm and promotion of the tournament, of kind of what they have planned for fans who make the trip, because I think you're going to have a lot of Middle, a lot of Jacksonville State, a lot of Western, even Louisiana Tech. It's an easy drive for them. I think all of those schools are going to have a refreshed look at it at going to the tournament, because hey, if they want to, you can go back and forth, but it's an easy 90-minute drive from here. So,
and as we talked to Coach Insel last week, to continue to pick on that sore spot for Chip. Yeah, he's excited about that UT game that they're going to play down there at the Von Braun Center in December.
Yeah, he is, and he is not shy about letting people know that's going on, and that he wants more blue in the stands than orange down there that night, and he will do everything within his power to make sure that happens. So that's going to be a fun night. They tried to work it out to play a doubleheader with the men. And the men in Missouri State, but it just could not get the date right with Missouri State. But Middle and Missouri State are going to play the night before here in Murfreesboro, and then the women will play Tennessee. I think that's on a Wednesday night down in Huntsville to get that first look and first feel of the arena.
December 6th. It is a Wednesday night. Yeah. And basketball not that far away. October 27th.
Hey, here's how far away basketball is.
Mm-hmm.
We will play a real men's and real women's basketball game before we play another home football game. How about that?
Wow.
Because we play on the road next week at Liberty. Then we have 18 days off. Road game November 4th at New Mexico State. Then on the 11th, we're at home against FIU. So,
and the women are at home on the 6th against Memphis.
Yep, and the guys are at home that night as well. So there's I think that one is a doubleheader. We'll have you for sure information on that next week. But there is one doubleheader in November featuring both the men and women at home.
Man, it just doesn't seem real that we're this far in. I was thinking about it earlier that we're already 10 days into October, and it's just, things are just wild. It blows my mind, man. Blows my mind. But
yep,
here we
it's
are.
about that time. JP, did you figure out what the recipe is? Louisiana Cajun sliders with andouille sausage. How about that?
Okay.
That sounds delicious.
That will be from the deck chef, Kent Whitaker.
Okay.
All right, Kent. Get us going.
I'm good with that. A little andouille sausage is always a good thing. So, yeah. Okay.
Rarely have I had a meal with an andouille sausage I did not like.
Exactly.
Hard to mess that up. But Chip, we appreciate it. Don't stop believing and have a good one.
That's right, baby.
We'll talk to you next week. Good luck tonight. All right. Middle Tennessee State and La Tech tonight. Other college football action as well. We'll talk about the Associated Press top 25 as well as those Tuesday night midweek games that not just CUSA tonight. Got a little Sunbelt action as well. So we'll get into that a little bit right after this on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Stick around.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Custom Stone Handler supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com. Mockingbird Title and Escrow is an attorney-owned and operated full-service title company in Middle Tennessee. We get your deals closed without worry and fuss. We're a family business that offers the highest level of expertise in our industry when it comes to closing and funding your real estate transactions.
And it's a job I really love. I'm passionate about this. I'm enthusiastic about this. I like to think we're pretty well-rounded and can deal with a wide range of needs and a wide range of clients.
Call 615-274-8698 today.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
Welcome back into Main Street Sports Day, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Chris Yao, Mo Patton, coming to you from the Lee Company studio here in Columbia and from far away.
And from Cadillac, Michigan.
Cadillac. From Carnell Williams, Michigan.
There we go.
As we continue this Top 5 Tuesday edition of the show, glad to have you guys with us as we are about to talk a little college football. A little more college football. We just talked some college football. But the Associated Press poll released on Sunday. We typically talk about it on Tuesday because we got so many other things to talk about on Monday. So Georgia remains number 1. Michigan stays at number 2. So a little bit of movement at 3, 4, and 5 as Ohio State and Florida State each jump a spot because Texas fell 6 spots. Meanwhile, Oklahoma up 7 to number 5. Penn State, Washington, Oregon, 6, 7, and 8, and USC drops a spot to number 10 after their win at Arizona in overtime. How you feel about that?
Multiple overtimes.
Yeah, had to go into the 2-point conversion shootout, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which is stupid, by the way. It's a dumb way to determine a winner.
So I guess USC was penalized for playing Arizona as closely as they did, basically.
No, Oklahoma just jumped up.
Yeah.
So Oklahoma jumped in, forcing USC down unless they move Texas to 10. But I guess, I mean, if you watch the 2 games, you go, yeah, Texas probably better than USC. Maybe we put them there.
Yeah, maybe so. It's an interesting top 10 when you look at it because, again, as you've been saying all year, I mean, you've got, 3 Pac-10 teams in there? Washington, Oregon, and USC?
Mm-hmm.
You've got 3 Big Ten teams.
I think they've got the 3 Big Ten teams in the wrong order. And I think your pick to win the Big Ten has consistently proven to be the best Big Ten team at this point.
Yeah. Well, like I said, when I picked them to win the Big Ten, I think it's about time that James Franklin does something in Happy Valley.
Well, he's going to get an opportunity here soon. There's no question. Obviously they both got to play Ohio State and Michigan. So it's kind of, time to put up or shut up. And I think they're going to put up.
I think they might be about ready to put up, but folks that follow college football are folks that follow college football surprised that there's only one SEC team in the top 10?
I mean, people who have watched SEC football this year, probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, if Alabama's your second best team, and I'm not saying they are, I'm saying that's what voters think. If they are, well, they've got to be outside. They've either got to be 10 or 11 because Texas is not. Like they can't be any higher than 10,
Right.
because Texas beat their
Texas is
eyeballs
9.
in on the road.
In Tuscaloosa. No.
Yeah. So,
Now-
you know, again, though, there wasn't a whole lot of movement. The biggest movers of the week were Louisville, who jumped up from 25 to 14 after their win against Notre Dame. And then UCLA jumped in a win over number 13, Washington State. You know, they jump up to 18. Washington State moves down to 19. And, you know,
And
Tennessee's
Notre Dame
off.
falls 11 spots to 21 after
Yeah.
that loss to Louisville.
You know, Tennessee didn't move last week after winning. No, moved down. I'm sorry, moved down 1 after winning, and now they move up 3 after not playing.
Maybe that's the thing to do. Don't play.
So, you know, whatever. You know, but otherwise, not a whole lot of movement. Just that, you know, it just seemed like a really interesting week. Alabama at 11, North Carolina at 12, and Ole Miss at 13 after a 7-point win. I mean, I'm not sure a 7-point win over Arkansas negates what happened against Alabama, unless they think that Alabama is just that good, and, you know, a close loss to Bama isn't worth penalizing someone for.
And I think that's it. I think they do think Alabama is that good. I think they are. I think they also think that Arkansas is that good.
Which is, I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about Arkansas. I can't get a read on Arkansas. I think Sam Pittman's probably facing some hot seat discussions if things don't turn around. Because the fact is, they're not winning the close ball games. They're losing a lot of close ball games.
What are they? 3-3?
Are they 3-3 or are they 3-2 or 2-3? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
I don't either.
Just
but I'm
off the
about to
top
find
of my
out.
head, I don't know. They're currently last place in the SEC West.
They are tied for last in the SEC West. They are 2-4
with Mississippi State. Yeah. So I mean, their only wins were Western Carolina and Kent State. Lost by 7 to BYU at home. Lost by 3 to LSU on the road. The A&M game got away from them late. I mean, they were right in that thing for most of it. And then a 7-point loss to Ole Miss. It's, you know, you look at their losses and you go, boy, this reminds me of, you know, Scott Frost, Nebraska.
That's not a compliment.
Which is not a good thing. You gotta win some of these close games.
Yep. Just playing close isn't enough. And, you know, we talked about throughout the preseason that, you know, KJ Jefferson and Rocket Sanders might be the best quarterback running back combination returning in the SEC, and you can't waste KJ Jefferson's senior year not going to a bowl game.
And they're going to struggle. I mean, they're going to have to beat Auburn. They've got they've got Alabama, then Mississippi State at home. Then they go to Florida. Then they've got Auburn at home. They'll get Florida International at home, which should be a win, and then Missouri at home. So
they got to win their home games.
You count FIU. You probably count. I think Mississippi State at home is a win. I think at Davis Wade's probably a loss. I think being at home makes a big difference. But I think Auburn's a toss-up.
I think Mississippi State's a toss-up.
Well, again, I'm giving them the win because they're at home. If they're on the road, I think it's probably a loss. But I'm gonna give them the win and just say let's. But yeah, I would agree that it's a toss-up. I don't think you're wrong. I mean, you got to win that one. You got to beat Florida, bad as they are, and then you got to hope you win one of Auburn and Missouri. And I'm not sure that either of those are winnable. And they're both at home. It's tough. And if they don't go to a bowl, you got to think that Sam Pittman's seat is going to be warming up.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, is he on coacheshotseat.com anywhere? Let's see. It's apparently coacheshotseat.com needs to know if I'm a
Their top four:
this is
Jimbo
not
Fisher.
good.
Say what?
Oh, this is great.
What?
Can you hear this?
I don't hear anything other than you.
Okay, well, this is great. Well,
What's up?
either way, I've got issues here with. There we go. Don't go to coacheshotseat.com from my computer. What have you got?
I've got Jimbo Fisher, Ken Wilson of Nevada, Danny Gonzalez of New Mexico, and Billy Napier as the top four, followed by Tom Allen, Dana Holgerson, Brent Pry, and Dave Aranda. And let's see. Sam Pittman is not in the top 12.
Okay.
So, for what that's worth. 9 through 12 are Butch Jones, Justin Wilcox, Jeff Halfley of Boston College, and Mario Cristobal. And we need to talk about Mario Cristobal.
I don't know about that. Come on now.
I don't know where I don't know if that's because of this past weekend or what.
That's got to be recency bias, right?
Whatever it's because of. What's this? His second year at Miami?
Yeah. And they were in a dumpster fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When he got there. Calm down, Coach's hot seat. That's crazy.
So, but no, Sam Pittman again is not in the top 12. So take that for what it's worth. The only coach in Arkansas on the hot seat is Butch Jones.
That's hilarious, by the way. Yeah, I just, I feel like that's kind of, I don't know.
Well, I think if they don't make a
7
bowl game, then that changes, like you said, and they're not going to beat Alabama and Tuscaloosa.
A 7-point win over Arkansas, I don't know how that justifies a move 3 spaces up in the AP poll. Is my point to all of this, and certainly to still be above Louisville. I mean, who has Ole Miss beat that's better than what was top 10 Notre Dame? And Notre Dame being 21. Let's talk about that for a minute. Their 2 losses are number 3 Ohio State.
At home.
Yes. But also undefeated Louisville, who you now think is the 13th or 14th best team in the country. And Notre Dame's at 21. It just goes to show that a lot of folks look at that right-hand number in the win-loss column when they're ranking folks.
Well, I think, though, and this comes back to a point that you've made on numerous occasions, maybe Notre Dame was not worthy of their preseason ranking. And maybe some folks have overcorrected.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they've beaten anybody other than Duke on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Duke's pretty good.
I think Duke's pretty good, but
Duke is 4 spots higher than Notre Dame in the poll. 4 spots.
And they lost to Notre Dame.
That's correct. At home. So
it's an inexact science.
I ask, Notre Dame at 21, what gives?
Well, yeah.
It's just,
we may be in a situation, Chris, similar to something that we've discussed when talking about the women's basketball top 25. There may not be 25 top teams.
They're really everything past about
18,
14 even. I mean, Oregon State is maybe. But Oregon State, Utah, Duke, we don't know much about. They beat Clemson, but that's it. UCLA, Washington State, they're cannibalizing each other literally. Tennessee, we don't really know if they're good or not. LSU, we don't know if they're good. Kansas is probably okay. We'll find out. Kentucky gets drilled by Georgia. Miami losing to Georgia Tech shouldn't have even been in a position that a final play of the game would have lost you the game if you're the 25th best team in the country. So yeah, it's just a crapshoot after about 14.
Chris, is Florida not ranked?
No, Florida didn't even get votes.
Yeah. Okay. And it pains me to point this out.
Okay.
But how is Tennessee ranked at 4-1 and their one loss is to unranked Florida?
Probably the South Carolina win. It's not like South Carolina was ranked, but I mean, I guess that's, again, kind of the same thing. Missouri's 5-1. Shouldn't they be ranked over Tennessee? Based on what they've done? I mean, I just saw a guy on Twitter who listed his top 25, and he had Missouri at 25 and had just missed. Tennessee was in his just missed category. And I think that's probably more accurate than where Tennessee is currently ranked. They've not beaten anybody.
Nobody that they've certainly not beaten anybody that should have been a surprise. Now, I think an undefeated Tennessee would be top 15 or higher, maybe top 12. But that loss to Florida really kind of leaves a mark.
And still not necessarily worthy of it, undefeated or not.
All right.
So I mean, it kind of goes to show that it really from 15 on down is kind of a throw them in a hat and see what you come up with. I mean, right now I'd probably rank Air Force before I'd rank Tennessee or Miami.
Yep.
And by the way, not just Wyoming ought to be ranked. Their only loss is to Texas, the number 9 team in the country. They just beat your 25th best team.
Yeah. I found an extended coach's hot seat ranking beyond the top 12. Pittman is at 17.
Gotcha. That's probably about right. I mean, and he's probably moved up that list as this season has continued.
Quite possibly. But I'm not sure how realistic the hot seat rankings are, because at number 27 sits Vanderbilt's Clark Lee.
With his 6-year extension?
Yeah. Not going to happen.
I don't know what constitutes being on a hot list or a hot seat. But if you search Twitter for Sam Pittman and hot seat, there are a lot of Arkansas fans who show up in your list. So there's that. Mo, tonight, Jack State and Liberty. Jacksonville State is a favorite in this game.
How much?
Hold on, I'm getting there. I believe it's just 3 points. Middle Tennessee State, by the way, a 3-point favorite.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry. Liberty is the money line favorite. Liberty is a 6.5-point favorite over Jacksonville State, according to BetMGM.
So Liberty is a 6.5 point favorite on the road.
On the road.
Jax is a road dog.
Jax
That's
is a
interesting.
home dog.
Excuse me. Yes.
Jacksonville State a home dog tonight against Louisville or against Liberty, and you know, I don't hate that. I think Liberty probably wins the game. I think Liberty's probably a better team. I think last week they kind of got shell shocked a little bit by Sam Houston. Jacksonville certainly can't afford to come out like they did the last 2 weeks against Sam Houston and Middle Tennessee State and expect to come back and win.
No, if they get down 23-7 by halftime to Liberty, they're done.
I think so. So certainly can't afford that. Got to come out and play a little bit better. And you know, who starts at quarterback for Jacksonville State? That's the big question. Is it going to be Zion Webb, who, you know, led the comeback against Middle Tennessee State, or is it going to be Logan Smothers, who led the comeback against Sam Houston? It seems like whoever starts,
the other guy
does well.
Yeah.
So at this point, I think I'd just start my third string guy and then go from there. That way, both of them will play well, right?
It sounds like a pretty good problem to have, though.
It is. And you know, Rich Rod has said all year long, he said, you know, I feel like I've got 2 starting quarterbacks. And it sounds like he's really got 2 backup quarterbacks. Which is perfect because it's working. And so there's that. I'll be interested to see how it works because I think it's going to be a raucous crowd. I think Jacksonville students, based on, you know, what I experienced when I was in school, midweek games were always the most well attended by students. They're giving away a MacBook at the end of the third quarter to make sure students stick around throughout the entire game. And
they're giving away a MacBook.
Not just a MacBook. They're gonna raffle off a parking pass that will get you into faculty spots, so you can park in faculty parking.
That might be more valuable than the MacBook because I mean,
100%.
what college student doesn't have a MacBook in 2023?
There's that. So it's gonna be crazy. I'll be interested to see how it works out and how the crowd looks tonight at JSU. And by the way, Astros 4, Twins nothing into 2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Stros decided, by gosh, we're going to go up to Minnesota and we're going to do this thing and be done with it. Also tonight, Appalachian State playing host to Coastal Carolina. And, you know, over the years, this has been a barn burner.
Little Fun Belt action tonight, huh?
Little Fun Belt action. App State a 5-point favorite at home at Kid Brewer. And I think that's probably about right. I think App State gets the win tonight.
Should be an entertaining ball game. Typically,
a 2-game losing streak, by the way, for Coastal. Yeah, they lost to Georgia State at home and then at Georgia Southern last week to the Fighting Clay Heltons.
Okay.
So,
Chanticleers with their backs against the wall, huh?
Yes, they are.
As they go on the road.
Okay. Not a place you want to be on the road at Kid Brewer.
No, it's tough place to try to break a losing streak.
No question. Let's take a break. When we come back, Top 5 Tuesday, greatest catches in sports history. Let's take a short break here, Justin, if you don't mind. We'll take a quick one and come back right after this on Main Street Sports Today.
This is Chris Yao with Main Street Sports Today. Every show, Mo Patton and I welcome friends from all across the sports landscape, from high school coaches and reporters to national, college, and pro sports personalities. You never know who might stop by for a chat.
She's on Thinking Out Loud, presented by Regions, and Out of Pocket with Alyssa Lang. It is, in fact, Alyssa Lang.
I'm a little nervous. I'm going to lower the bar for guests now.
Oh, no.
Apologies in advance. It sounds like
SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey. You got that radio voice.
I do.
It's a good sound.
Thanks for radio, too.
As do we.
And then here's the other thing. You guys, you're spot on with the name. Everybody wants to be on Main Street. Everybody wants to be on Main Street. So,
and we reach every main street in Middle Tennessee, Coach?
Yeah, that's it. So
Perfect.
when you are on Main Street and you are moving
You gotta love it.
Like you're moving. I was impressed.
I'm glad someone.
Welcome back in Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Time now for Top 5 Tuesday. Our fine friends at Mid-South 5 Fitness, of course. And SteelAthletes.com, at SteelAthletes on Instagram. Dallas Steel and the fine folks there. Let's get a draft order generated here via the Google random number generator. We will go with Justin first. Justin will be number 1. I will be number 3.
First.
I'm sorry?
I said Justin is first. Huh?
Justin is first. Mo, you'll be number 2, and I will take number 3.
All right.
I will kick us off with the helmet catch.
David Tyree.
Need I say more?
Yeah. David Tyree. That's a great number 1 overall. No question about it.
It is. My number 2.
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one, especially with you picking behind me. I'm going with the homeboy. I'm going with Jawan Jennings' Hail Mary against Georgia.
Oh, the Dobbs nail boot.
Yep, there we go.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, I'm gonna go baseball. Willie Mays.
That's a good one.
The catch.
That was on my list. Hi,
Justin.
Solid. This one is. I feel like it has to be said. If I don't put it out now, then I think one of y'all will grab it. Odell Beckham. Beckham behind the head grab.
Yep, it's a good one. Now let me ask, just for clarity, Michael Harris's catch last night is kind of the gold standard, right?
It's available if you want to.
It's available.
Take it.
Well, I may at some point, but right now I'm going to go with Otis Nixon's catch in
against
1992, stealing a home run from Andy Van Slyke. Yeah.
God, that was such a good one. I'm going to go to the catch, Dwight Clark from Joe Montana.
Very good. Very good. Justin, number 3.
I'm going to go with, against my better judgment here, but it just wasn't an amazing catch. Wasn't so pretty, but Julian Edelman's catch to extend the drive versus the Falcons in the Super Bowl.
Oh.
That really weird catch he did with his fingertips.
That's anything Patriots Falcons I've kind of put out of my mind. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yow, or is it me? It's me, right?
Yeah, you're number 2.
It's okay. So with my 3rd pick, I'm going to go with Kevin Mitchell's catch down the left field line when he was with the San Francisco Giants. It was a pop fly down the line that he got twisted around, but he wound up catching barehanded. That's my number 3.
Oh, thank goodness. My number 3, Tyrone Prothro, Southern Miss. Catch on the back of the jersey.
Yep. 'Tis a good one. JK?
One of my favorite catches I got to see live was Ben Roethlisberger to Santonio Holmes, the corner of the end zone against the Cardinals. It was the best toe tap I've ever seen in my life.
All right. My number 4. Recency bias, maybe, but I'm going with Michael Harris's catch last night. Under the circumstances.
Well then, my number 4 is going to be Bo Jackson.
It's a good one.
Running up the wall.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Number 5, Justin.
Number 5. I got to bring in a little Titans magic here. Just the wherewithal of Kevin Dyson to catch that ball from Frank Wycheck. I mean, it's just like it doesn't seem like a very difficult catch, but just to
under the circumstances, though,
yeah. Like Lorenzo Neal giving it to Frank Wycheck, and then a lot of things had to happen for him to be like, "Oh, my tight end is throwing me this ball."
yeah, it's not bad. All right, that was your number 5, right?
Your number
Correct.
5.
My number 5. Ooh, and I got options. I'm gonna go with, because the other one predates either of you, I'm going to go with Jim Edmonds diving toward the outfield wall, laying out to make a catch. I think he might have been with the Angels by that point, but yeah. Jim Edmonds.
All right. Well, Mr. Irrelevant, I will tell you, this one may go down as the greatest catch/non-catch in all of sports history, and that is the immaculate reception Franco Harris from Terry Bradshaw to give the Steelers the win over the Raiders.
Solid number 5.
Yeah, that's a pretty good number 5.
That's pretty good. I had on my list Lynn Swan's catch in the Super Bowl from Terry Bradshaw, where he tipped it to himself. And but
and also on my list, and I'm glad you're not in the same building as me, but Kirby Puckett Game 6. Great catch.
I could not. But
it was a great catch.
I could not acknowledge.
Probably won them the World Series.
I could not acknowledge that catch.
He probably won them the World Series, losing. Of course, the Braves lost the World Series due to it. But I mean, you can't deny the fact that it was a great catch. Unfortunately,
I can't deny it, but I don't have to acknowledge it either. So, yeah.
Hey, look, I'm with you, man. I'm right there with you on that one.
I'll tell you another one. Calvin Johnson, when he was at Georgia Tech.
That's when he made his money.
Absolutely.
That one-handed catch.
That was kind of his coming out party right there.
That was the day that people knew that Megatron was real.
That was when Megatron was born, right there.
All-time nickname for a wide receiver. All time.
Absolutely. Maybe
I have an
all-time
honorable
nickname
mention
for just in general, like forever.
Right.
So
anytime Ken Griffey Jr. robbed a home run, talk about swag.
That's the thing, with Griffey, you just kind of have to say Griffey. Like he did it so much,
so many times. Yeah,
it's like
pick one.
I mean, gosh, yeah.
Right.
So greatest catches in sports history. That was a lot broader, and I think it made a better draft. So appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. Tomorrow I will not be alone, but I will be sans Mo as he travels back from Carnell-Williams, Michigan.
Yeah.
To
hopefully I'm coming back to warmth. Tell me I am.
Ish. I mean, I think that's relative.
It is.
The high is 75 tomorrow.
The high is 75 tomorrow?
I'll take that.
Oh, no doubt.
Sunny and 75 all day, every day. The high all week long, 75, 78, and 77. So.
Well, the high tomorrow here is 47.
Congratulations. You'll be back in warmth tomorrow.
That's what I'm talking about.
Have you back in studio as well on Thursday. Tomorrow, it's going to be a lot of fun. Heather Williams is going to join me, and we're going to have a hodgepodge of great guests. So make sure to come back with us on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint at 2 o'clock for Braves chatter and NASCAR and all the other things right here on Main Street Media TV. Until then, we'll see you next time.